Awesome. Episode 10, Coach's Corner with Mindy, Fertility Health. Welcome. Hello. How are you doing?
Hello, thank you. I'm doing wonderful. Feeling very grateful to be here.
Yes, you look amazing. Like I was saying earlier before we started, I have to take lighting notes because this is like you're glowing. And I wish people who are listening to this is you. So this is the best part about our relationship is being able to now come on this platform together and share what we love and what we're passionate about. And just you say something that I just want to start off. You're okay no matter what's going on, you're okay. You're more than enough. That's your messaging. You're always reminding people you're more than enough. You're okay. It's going to be all right. So, just real quick, just for the community, I want to welcome Mindy for Fertility Health. She has a practice out in Costa Mesa, California, and she's multifaceted. We're covering under fertility health, but you guys may get some nuggets in other areas that she specializes in. And just so you know how real this is, community, this is a travel day for me. So I am tense. This is my first podcast, Coach's Corner in California. And I'm like all over the place. And Mindy, she's so discerning when it comes to energy, when it comes to light, when it comes to being. And before we can even get to this point, community, we did breath work and she did a guided breath work with me before we got to this point. So this guy you guys see now, he wasn't here about 5 minutes ago. So I just want to say thank you, Mindy, for that. And let me just share your mission statement with everyone who's listening. And I'm going to read it verbatim from your website, which is Mindy Kaya. And I am saying that right?
You said it
Dot
right.
com. And for those who want the phonetics behind it, is Mindykaya.com.
Yes.
So again, when I start these, we go over the bio and all this other stuff, but it's so fitting to hear what her mission statement is. And then she'll share a little bit about her why and what she does. So Mindy says, my mission is to create a comprehensive holistic care approach for couples in the next phase of their life wanting to grow their family, supporting you from the point of discussion around conception to the path of fertility throughout pregnancy, postpartum, which is a key, and into parenthood, an environment that helps each of you thrive, guiding you and your partner on a path that unifies, opening doors of conversation, which sometimes could be taboo. I threw that in there, providing healing and tools around each stage to ensure you and your partner are prepared and connected to truth in yourselves, in your marriage, and in your own mission as growing a family, creating an environment that holds truth, compassion, and pure love. A place where you will find safe to explore who you are in this chapter. She is here to guide you both on your journey and assist you in connecting to your deeper intuition while you navigate this new path. She intends to create a warmth of overflowing love while you understand the shifts that are occurring inside, around you, and as a couple. Lastly, she's there to teach you how to honor your gifts and to transcend with love, not fear, to ensure you will leave every time with a little piece of yourself given back to you, healed and cleared, creating a welcoming home that embraces the soul of your child and honors your family's purpose together. Mindy,
Oh,
is that what it really is about? Tell me your why, and when it comes to fertility health and your life's mission and why you help so many people, what is your why?
yeah. My why is honestly to help other souls grow, to expand together. It's been an interesting journey for me. I've known for a very long time. I've always wanted to be a therapist. I'm very blessed in that
Mhm.
space. And the fertility, has been an incredible blessing that just has come to me over time. It's very interesting now when I reflect back. even in the I wanna say, like, was maybe 15, 16, I was, like, babysitting and, like, all throughout college and grad school, I was nannying for little ones, and I literally, upon reflecting, every single one of those families had fertility struggles.
Oh,
Yeah, so it's incredible, and then as I kind of became a therapist, they started slowly coming in, and I've just always had, like, passion around pregnancy and, like, mamas and just, like, that divine feminine energy, and I just upon now having multiple clients go through this process, like, I cannot
mm,
tell you how meaningful it is to hold them in that space, and it's such a vulnerable time, and it's such a
yeah.
sacred time, and a lot is unknown and there's a lot of factors going on. And so it's so incredible to be able to safely guide them in this journey.
Wow. Was there a personal moment in your life where you also feel like, and without, whatever you feel comfortable sharing, that you also feel like when you are with these clients and these people that you have a deeper connection with?
Mm. I mean, I definitely have been on my own fertility journey. Is that kind of what you're referencing?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. For sure.
Yeah, I've definitely been on my own fertility journey. Me and my husband have been working through this for like the last year, I would say.
Wow.
Um, yeah, and I'm so grateful though, like even though it's been a challenging journey, it has created so much more profound awareness. And I see how this is part of our journey together and how I'm actually supposed to use this journey to help people. And I can't even tell you how much great information I have gotten through this process, through networking, through connecting with other doctors, acupuncturists, pelvic floor therapists, not to mention the deep spiritual side of like the soul of the children and how I can connect to them and help join those families, like raise their vibration to meet their beautiful
Wow.
little ones. So it's definitely deeply personal.
Getting goosebumps. I'm getting goosebumps. And I like you said something, and this is where we're going to get into the meat of this.
Mhm.
You say your partner. So I feel like sometimes when it comes to fertility health, even when I was shooting content this week, it almost was taboo as a guy, talking about some of the fertility stuff because usually menopause, fertility, it's all women stuff. So I love the fact that I kind of got out of my comfort zone a little bit, but can you speak about that a little bit as far as this also being a guy thing too, not just women, because sometimes women they get the blame for fertility issues. But can you talk about that a little bit more?
Yeah, thank you. You're giving me goosebumps.
Aw.
I literally, so I cannot tell you how big of a part it is for men and women and whoever your partner might be. It just literally is so essential.
Mm,
I Society really puts all this pressure on the woman, but I have to be so honest, it is equally about the man, and not just because of sperm and testosterone and all the things that are right. You're half the
mm,
DNA that's going in there.
okay.
Like we gotta help the journey, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, just on a spiritual level, like that soul of that child is coming to raise the vibration of your family. It is coming to help shift you out of old generational traumas and, right, like old cycles, which requires both partners to sit, to do the healing, the
Yes.
emotional cleanup, right, and the physical space. And it's about the overall unit. And like so many times, you're so right. Like the women are like, it's my body, it's this, but no, your husband, your partner, whoever they might be, is half of this process. Not to
Wow.
mention, if you actually have other children, they're also included in this healing, right? How is your relationship with your partner? Are they
Wow.
right? Like sometimes if you're having multiple losses or you're just not able, right? If you're doing IUI or IVF, like,
Mm,
and the process isn't there yet, you're having just not experiencing a full pregnancy. A lot of the times it can be because of this emotional space, right? This child came to help you raise your frequency. So it's like asking those questions. What's going on in your home? Are you guys communicating? Are you, I sorry, I might be answering like multiple questions.
Love you. You're cook, as we
It
say,
is like, woo!
keep cooking, because we're
Uh,
eating.
okay. Um, I've noticed a lot with my clients and my couples that there's like a theme, kind of like,
Oh,
and so what I'm noticing is like maybe the theme for this couple is joining. So maybe they were very separate. Like maybe it's just because they had busy lives, for example, or not
wow.
communicating. And so I really organize that process, having sessions with both partners individually and together, and then
Mm.
joining them, right? If that's what they need to heal. Or maybe for another couple, it's about learning to trust themselves as parents and each other. So we kind of like work on that. It has to be included. Like it just does.
Wow. So what I'm getting from this, diet is great. Being
Yeah,
active and having a
helpful.
great active lifestyle is great. But the thing that you're really speaking on right now is the emotional, spiritual, mental component that sometimes gets overlooked because as a person, as a couple's preparing their bodies, sometimes the focus is just, hey, am I physically capable to bring a life into, like you said, sometimes it's egg quality and it's sperm quality. It's,
Mhm.
T zones, like where's your T levels? But what you're saying is that could be great, but if unprocessed emotions and anger and frustration and trust is not handled, some of that other stuff is,
Mm.
you won't get the full benefit of it. Can you speak a little bit more about that when you are the importance of having that mental spiritual thing together when you are in fertility? I should say, in regards to fertility health, how
Yeah,
important that is.
it's so important. Like, even if you think of the process of fertility, right? If you're struggling in this journey, that alone is extremely stressful. It takes something
Mm,
that's supposed to be magical and it turns it into very scientific, right?
wow. Yeah.
Not to mention if there's sexual trauma involved, right? And I mean, I could go very deep into that, right? But I want to address that like your pelvic floor, your root chakra, both male, female, right? Like both partners, that is your root chakra. That is like where you develop, you create from that space.
Mm,
If that space is not cleared, how could you
wow.
possibly create, right? So I really focus on like and that's why like pelvic floor therapy
Wow.
is super essential. You know what I mean? Things like that or acupuncture, but I also think that it's important. I do like womb healing. And so
Okay.
I do like a guided meditation, and this is good for both male and female.
Okay.
And we kind of go through this process of like really connecting to that space. Like for the males, it's more just like that pelvic floor area.
Okay.
And so, right, the testosterone and like the testicles and all of this area. And so we go into that space and clear the trauma. And there's like a lot of like mom wounds in that space for
Mm,
both parties. And so you kind of focus on clearing that through a guided
wow.
meditation, connecting them to that part of their body, right? And like really connecting them to their heart space and
But yeah.
finding that space within them. You know,
Wow.
I kinda are you open to, like, connecting to that space for a minute?
Yeah, let's
Like,
let's
just a
do it.
moment.
Let's do it. Yeah,
Okay,
let's
just
do
wanna
it.
see how you feel when you connect to it.
Okay.
Okay. So take some deep breaths and release. And maybe just go back to, like, that beautiful bubble we kind of created in the beginning, all around you, protecting your space. And go back to your roots that we created deep into the earth. There you go. And then just kind of start to connect to that lower part of your body. Like if you're familiar with your chakra, your root chakra. And just start to notice it, right? It's red in color. It's kind of right by your pelvic bone area. There you go. And just breathe some love into that space. And sending some golden light. And you're going to send that beautiful golden light from that space all the way down, right? All the way down. There you go. Down your testicles, your scrotum, that whole lower half of your body, even your bottom area. There you go. Beautiful. Can you feel that opening? Yeah. Now I know we haven't talked about this, and I'm so sorry I'm going totally off our space, but
Oh.
have you thought about having children? Like,
Yes. It's a conversation that I toy
sorry
with.
if I'm
No, this is great. Community. This is what it's all about. So
like,
yes, I've had that conversation. I'm getting older now. And when I was younger, yeah, I wanted the big family. As I get older now, it's like, oh man, do I want to bring kids into this world? Like it's just so many different things that I'm but yes, I want to always have that option open uh for that for sure.
yeah. Just notice how when you tapped into that
Wow.
space, you were able to connect to their souls. Like you like
Mm.
opened the doorway for that. Does that make sense?
It does. It does. On a very
Subtle.
yeah, on a level that when I say it makes sense, meaning that I didn't think it would make sense, but after that exercise and
You
some of
feel
what I
it.
was feeling that was familiar and not familiar, that
Mhm.
now connects the dot. And community, I hope some of you actually went along and did that as well. That way, you know, it's not just, okay, we're going through the motions. If you really listen to what she was saying and you really let go and allow to be led into that space, you will definitely feel something pop up. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Wow, is this something when it comes to? And I'm glad we did that because I've been to your place. I've been to your, to your office. I've been to your space. I don't know. It's not. I know it's an office, but it was like a sanctuary. I've been to your sanctuary before.
Thank
Seriously, and you're very intentional about the space. You're very intentional about who comes in, who leaves. You're very intentional about preparing the space. You're very intentional in community. I'm congested with my allergies. You're very intentional with um restoring the space. That's a
yeah.
better word. So once the session is over, you're very, I mean, we're headed to lunch and you're like, hey, y'all, I'll be a minute. You know, we're going out to eat. So I'll be a minute because you were restoring the space. Can you share a little bit about what that looks like? Let's say there's people listening right now.
Mhm.
Maybe both are listening or she's listening, he's listening. Can you share I don't even know how I even want to. It's twofold. Can you share what it looks like to come to your space? Like, what are some of the things you're scanning for? And to set that question up, how prepared does someone need to be to start this journey? Like, some people say, well, when I lose weight, or if I get to this point, then I'll do it. Or when I get past this trauma, can you speak to the people who don't know that they're ready, but they're ready?
Yeah, you gave me goosebumps. I think it's just about being open. If you
Okay.
feel like you can just be ready to be very open and vulnerable within yourself, with your partner, with your journey, whether that's just we're thinking, we're considering having children, we haven't processed anything around it, right?
Wow.
Or you're knee deep in the journey. But I think you just really need to be open, right? I mean, I'm sure you've been around me enough to know I'm a very loving space, but you come to me to seek truth. Like I
There you go.
very solidly present that. but through you, right? Like you
Mhm.
experience it within yourself. I just
Wow.
create the space for it. So I ask that you be ready for that truth, ready to make those shifts in your family, right? And it's okay to be scared. It's okay to be nervous about it, right?
Mhm.
I'm asking you to unveil a lot of things that maybe you've been hiding from, right? And stuffing down in your system, right? Which I don't want that anymore for you,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
Wow.
Um, so honestly, just pure openness, like ready and knowing it's okay to be scared, it's okay to be nervous. And then really like an openness with your partner. And even if you don't have it yet, just being open to creating that with me.
Wow. Uh, are there labs or functional tests that you recommend they get in addition to also this spiritual and emotional awakening
I mean,
and openness?
definitely, yeah, thank you. I think it's really important to connect with your like fertility specialist to right, like make sure your ovaries are okay and functioning well. Check your, I think it's, I'm so sorry, but I think it's AMH, your egg
Okay.
quality. It might be
Yes. Okay.
AMF. Sorry. I'm
We'll
drawing
look it
it.
up.
Okay.
Okay.
It's like your egg quality essentially, like how many eggs you still have, like your,
Let's see.
I think it's AMH.
Yep, you're right. Yep, AMH.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Beautiful.
a
Thank
hormone. Yeah, yeah.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, for your
Um,
ovarian reserves, it's the egg
mhm.
quality. Yeah, so you're right on
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Your egg quality, how many you have, what you're working with. I think
Okay.
it's important, right? Checking the sperm count and how like the mobility is, all of those things. But I also say do not attach to what the doctor tells you. Like
Bingo.
please. They're going to do their job, but not right. They're trained in a very specific way. Now you might find a very amazing doctor that is however you want to call it, woke, connected, whatever your term is.
Mhm.
But please do not panic with whatever numbers they give you. Like my AMH is like in the deep negative loves, but I know I'm having mine. Okay.
Hey,
So you gotta own it.
you gotta own it.
Yes. Getting like your hormones checked pretty regularly, I think is
Okay.
essential. I really recommend acupuncture.
Okay.
Huge. It helps increase sperm
Blocking.
count. Yes,
Mm.
it helps with egg quality, helps with the stress levels, right?
Wow.
The oh man, I'm drawing a blank on all the technical things, love. The
No.
little like my mind wants to say amygdala for some reason, but at the pituitary gland, very essential for releasing the stress. It also
Let me see.
increases like it develops in the hormone levels.
Okay,
Very, very important. Like, right,
I
your
agree.
vagus nerve, if you guys have heard of that, like you can do some exercises with your vagus nerve to help balance your nervous system. Um, but I really recommend like acupuncture is huge for that space. It's like very Chinese medicine, like
Hmm.
scientifically proven to rebalance everything that's necessary. And then the pelvic floor therapy. I think these are like your
Wow.
essentials on top of some eating stuff.
When you say
Pelvic
eating stuff, like what do you? So
mhm.
if you're preparing to bring life, what are some considerations people should be? I mean, not so much specific, as you know, we're in a healthyish
Right.
community. Um, but what are some things? I mean, people should be staying away from, and what are some things that they probably should be considering when they are in that journey?
Yeah, so low sugar, obviously good, like a
Good
low
to know.
sugar diet, because inflammation also prevents like
Mm,
it you can still, of course, if you have inflammation, like there's ways around it, but it can prevent like some of that implantation in the early stages.
hmm.
I also think like high protein diet, very essential. And like Loves, I speak to you all, and I was, like, vegan for 8 years, and then I realized, like, upon this journey and also meeting my husband because he's Turkish and just love the meat, but
Yeah.
so I kinda learned to just, like now I eat fish and dairy and stuff, but essentially, like, through this process, I learned that a high protein diet is essential. Now, it doesn't mean you can't do
Mm,
it vegan, like, you probably just need to be very aware
more
and
intentional. Yes.
very
And guide and have support. Find someone smarter than you when you're doing that.
a nutritionalist, like, essential
Yes.
that
Very.
specializes in this area. Um, Seed cycling, I really wanna talk about that because that was new to me and very
Yes. What is that?
cool. So, I hope I don't mess this up. So,
Okay.
from basically, there are these seeds that you can have that in the so from your menstrual cycle, the very first day to the day you ovulate, you're supposed to have, flaxseed and pumpkin seeds, which increases estrogen.
Yes.
And basically, the estron's really important. It kind of prepares good egg quality. And then once you ovulate, like day of ovulation, then you switch to sesame seeds and sunflower seeds. And this
Okay.
increases progesterone. And progesterone, love, is like that is like the mecca of all things that you need
Yes.
to sustain a healthy pregnancy. It's not the only thing, but if you don't have that, like, as I'm learning, the
Wow.
lining is not as thick, like, it's not able to sustain the space. So super, super important, but I also wanna speak to
Hmm.
what I've noticed in my journey, what I notice with clients
Please.
is you get all this information, and it's very overwhelming, and then what happens is you start attaching and attaching and attaching,
Mm.
and then you create anxiety around doing the right thing, and there's no right thing. You have to trust that the soul of your child is on a journey with you. It's helping you grow through the whole process. However long this process is, however it takes, that was the purpose of it. There were
Mm.
lessons to be learned across the journey. So releasing all attachment.
Mm. And community, as she says, love. I might have to start using that. Hey, love, but love it. What if you didn't get anything else? And it's so crazy. Our time just went so quick. But one of the biggest takeaways I got, Mindy, it was a few takeaways, obviously, but one of the big ones, we get labs, there's biomarkers, there's indicators. There's the technology and the science part behind certain things that tell a story, but it's a theory. And however, the soul, God, spirituality overrides any of the stuff that you may see that is alarming or is scary or something that make you feel like you're not ready or not enough. Those biomarkers are sometimes they're just there as a light, as a candle, but they're not the sun. They're just a candle. So they're getting you closer to where you would like to be, but they're not the source. They're just a resource. So, Mindy, I hope I got that right. And if community, if you're really listening to this, people who are on your fertility journey, those who've already finished your fertility journey, please comment in there some of the myths that you believed and they were distracting. Let's community in this comment section. I really want this to be a very evergreen, alive space. Those who've been through fertility, conceived, have a family, you're older now, you know what it's like. Take time to go back and help someone else get through this process. What were some of the things that you were scared of? What were some of the lab results that you saw that made you feel like you weren't enough? Or that your body was broken, or you did all the wrong things and you weren't disciplined and you weren't this, and now your child's going to pay. We want to remove all of that from your mind, all of that from your heart. because you're more than enough. You're more than qualified. And all we're doing on this platform is remind it's for one, give you some strategies because we all do play a role in this, men and women, and then also sharing with you some experience. So you see the vulnerable side of us, but we just want to remind you you're more than enough. Mindy, I have like another 2 minutes. Do you mind just giving that message to whoever's listening? And then how can people get in contact with you?
I love what you said, so thank you.
Mm.
I think they needed to hear that. One message I really want to share is to really trust that the soul of your child, wherever they're coming from, whether that's someone else's egg, someone else's sperm, right? Some
Mm.
like surrogacy, whatever that process looks like, or your own journey. I want you to know that that soul chose both of you as their parents. Regardless of your situation, regardless of even if you're single in this journey, they chose you for this process and to know that you are enough. I
How can people
treasure
get
you.
in touch with you, Mindy? I know you're in California. Do
Yeah,
you offer virtual? Do you?
yeah,
I know you specialize in person, but you're still so powerful in your gifting that this, believe it or not, you're still effective. But how can people get in touch with you, and how can they benefit if they're on this journey or considering this journey?
yeah. I'm definitely available. I'm in Costa Mesa. Um, Definitely mindykaya.com. You can also follow me on Instagram at Mindy Kaya Spiritual Coach.
Mm.
Um, where else? I'm on YouTube, but that's new. So
Okay.
there's only
But
like
they
two
got the
things
big ones. Yeah,
on
they got the big ones. They got the website, the website is pretty cool. And
there.
then they
Mhm.
have social media, but at least they have two ways if they want to direct message you or
Yes,
email you or call you because
100%.
something about this stood out to them. And I'm going to put your information in the description as well. But I feel this was so powerful. I feel like we might need to do a part two down the road somewhere, but we also have some other stuff coming up as far as mental and again, community. She does coaching, she does therapy, she's a counselor. She, like I say, very multifaceted. So this will not be the last time we see Miss Mindy. But I just want to say thank you so much for being on the Coach's Corner. This was enlightening. This was something that I already knew. We manifested this before we spoke, that this was going to be something that we both agreed on that will help people on their journey. And I hope we cover just about everybody who's in this process. But I just want to say thank you, community. We do not take you for granted. Thank you for just joining us. We hope you found value into what was shared today. Please share it in the comments. You know how to email me, get in contact with me. If there's something you want us to go deeper into this topic, just reach out. We don't mind going deeper. And remember, health is wealth, and we're just here to make sure you're getting paid. Until next time, yum on. Mindy, thank you so much. I
So
appreciate
much.
you.